There was a time when the Paleontology mediascape was filled with educational documentary-style series. With enough attention to dinosaur, another side of the quote-unquote fan base arrived. Let's call them the thrill seeker, borrowing the term in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis game. And so, dinosaurs, especially carnivores, are depicted as monsters, enemies, something to hunt, something to survive from. You know the drill. I feel like there's so much of that kind of depiction that it overshadowed the educational media. But recently, I feel like there is some kind of a resurgence to this type of content, the educational one, I mean. Of course, there's a lot of paleontology educational channel on YouTube. And not only that, few years ago, Prehistoric Planet was released. And for me personally, because I also enjoy reading manga, Dino-san is also a treat for my life. I'm quite sure you knew about Dino-san already if you click on this video. But just in case you haven't heard of it, Dino-san or Dinosaur Sanctuary is a manga by Kinoshita Itaru sensei, with research consultancy by Dr. Fujiwara Shinichi. It's basically like Jurassic Park, but you get to see the life of the staffs and the dinosaurs. And it feels, let's just say, very natural. They are depicted as animals, not quote-unquote monsters. And it also provides facts about the dinosaurs which can be educational, which is based on scientific research. There's even a dedicated section where Dr. Fujiwara Shinichi talks about the scientific side at the end of each chapter. So yeah, Dino-san is a great manga for me. But now, I want to talk about another manga which had just been published last week. The actual manga at least. The first volume. It's called Rokuokunen no Hakubutsu Tabi, which means a 600 million years natural history journey. It's a manga by Minapaka sensei. You can find his Twitter account with the username of Minami no Alpaca at Alpaca Okinawa. The manga is also written with consultancy from Kentaro Izumi, which is, again, a real paleontologist, an associate professor at Chiba University. The premise is quite simple. Time machine was invented, and years later, it's a common practice. University students in the paleontology laboratories are time traveling back to the past to do research on prehistoric life. That's basically it. Quite simple, right? What I like about this manga is the content of each chapter. Actually, there are 2 chapters that you can read in the mangaka's Twitter, so you should just check that out. Give it a read and decide for yourself if you like it or not. There's one with English translation. Just check the mangaka's Twitter. And yeah, you can just close the video right here because your own opinion is what's truly matter. However, if you want to hear my opinion on it, then go ahead and finish watching this video. So, I actually stumbled upon this manga because Kinoshita Itaru retweeted the publication announcement. Then I checked the mangaka's account, and there's 1 chapter available to read, so I read it. At first, I was confused about this panel right here. I was like, wait, what theories are these? Are these new theories that were recently published, or are these made up for this manga? And then the next page hit and I was like, oh, okay. But just to be clear, this is not facts that are made up for the manga. This is not a quote-unquote science fiction. Well, it kinda is, but you know. This is the character making things up to test her friend, because her friend is, let's just say, out of it. But anyway, yeah, another thing that caught my attention was the creatures. I mean, of course, I am a zoologist after all. There are multiple prehistoric lives depicted in this manga, and not just dinosaurs, and not just from the Mesozoic. That's a really big plus point for me because I feel like there's a lot of dinosaur media, or at least Mesozoic media, but not so for other prehistoric creatures that are not dinosaur. Oh, and this panel right here is Chef Kiss. This is drawn like a naturalist expedition journal, like those that Charles Darwin and other major naturalists did years ago. Actually, yeah, it is indeed specifically stated that it's like redoing 19th century natural history. These collected specimens depiction is also amazing. This tag also provides sufficient information, and it's believable. Moving on, this panel is really good because it gives information about the thing that a lot of people might not realize. How we wouldn't ever grasp the actual scale of things only through fossil records. Oh, and this panel right here is insane. I hope people are paying attention to this background because it shows some relatively uncommon prehistoric creatures too. And then, there's a scene in another chapter where they went to find Mosasaurus, so they go to this specific time and location. I particularly like this because this is a small detail which could be very educational. I mean, many people might have heard about Cretaceous, right? But more people know about Jurassic because Jurassic Park uses the name. My point is, if more people are exposed to these specific terms, then it would become a more known information. Like, just let me ask you, did you know that Mosasaurus lives in Cretaceous period? The majority of you would probably know about that, right? But what about Laramedia? Perhaps only half of you have heard of Laramedia before, because, well, to put it simply, Laramedia is not often brought up in popular media. Laramedia is a prehistoric continent, and yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure many paleo enjoyers didn't even know about that. And this is just one example. There are a lot of uncommon terms like this, which could be educational, and that's exactly why I'm so excited for the future of this manga. If I have to say, I would say education is my passion. So I'm always excited if more educational media are available. Even when looking at the cover of the manga, I'm already delighted because it shows various creatures which are, again, relatively uncommon. Another side of me also appreciate how I can read about the life of an academic, or at least prospective academic. It reminds me of my university life when I would go to the riversides, exploring through forests, cataloging animals in the area, times when Junior would out of nowhere ask about zoology stuffs, invite me to go birdwatching together, etc. Those things are depicted in this manga. So yeah, it feels kinda nostalgic. Basically, this manga depicts things that I do. Because if you didn't know, my field is animal systematic. Well, of course I've never traveled to the past, but yeah, you should get what I mean. And yeah, that's basically my impression. I think these series have a lot of potential, and I'm eagerly waiting for more. If you're interested, go ahead and check out the mangaka's Twitter. Follow him to see the update and show your support in general. I think this is the mangaka's first work? Not sure about that though. Regardless, with enough fame and success, perhaps it will someday be released globally, just like Dinosan, which have been published in many countries. That way, more people could read it and more paleontology knowledge will be circulated. I want more people to know about this manga, which is why I'm making this video. I want more people to check it out. If you have checked it out, let me know what you think about it. But yeah, that's it for this video. Don't forget to raise your eyes and stay hydrated, and enjoy your day.